Good afternoon, everyone. It's time for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. Hello there, Ben. How are you today? And hello, Kenyon. Hope your day is going well. Kind of a weird one for me today. Man, I'll tell you, I made a mess out of that one yesterday. The small single in the eighth that chased Ortega. Yeah, he was an N. He had N power. I just said that earlier in the game. Smoltz 1N. That should have been a home run. Also, I called a double play, I think, in the sixth. And the runner had moved to second, so that would not have been a double play. I can't do much about that. But trying for statistical accuracy in my stat keeping, I did go back and credit Smoltz for the home run. I also charged one to Ortega. So a home run for Smoltz, a home run charge to Ortega. Did not affect the outcome of the game. Baltimore would have simply won by another run. Kenyon, yes, it is a 4 dice tower. I can give you a little better shot of it here. Anyway, there it is. I originally had bought a cheaper one. It was a 2-run from Amazon, and I sent it back and bought this one. One of the good things about that outfit is returns are relatively easy and painless. And hello to Jack Brooks. So I've covered the corrections from yesterday. Today we've got the first game on the schedule of May the 4th, 1966. Excuse me. It's the Philadelphia Phillies at the Atlanta Braves. Chris Short for Philadelphia, Ken Johnson for the Braves. Pretty close in the ERA department. Short, of course, was a 20-game winner that year in real life. Let's look at the replay stats for these two pitchers. Yeah, I hear you, Ben. I'm a little out of it today, myself. Short has made 4 starts. He's 1-1 with a 3.06 ERA. 2 complete games, including a shutout. 32 1/3 innings, 30 hits allowed, 21 strikeouts. Ken Johnson has made 4 starts. He's 1-1 with a 5.06, 1 complete game. 26 innings, 29 hits, 17 strikeouts. Oh, that's cool, Jack. Yeah, I got mine from, like I say, from Amazon. I'm not sure if you're supposed to say company or product names on here. I usually call it that huge website that everybody buys everything from. Anyway, that's the one I mean. So let's get to the lineups here, and I'll get this one underway. I'll do the best I can today, a little off. And there's Rick. Hello, Rick. The company that makes the dice tower. C4 in Tacoma. Oh, hey, they're almost local. How about that? Well, that's interesting. That's cool to know. Here's your lineup today for the Phillies. It'll be John Briggs leading off. Dick Groat will bat second. Bill White in his customary 3 spot. Johnny Callison hits cleanup. Tony Gonzalez bats 5th. Cookie Rojas 6th. Tony Taylor will hit 7th, playing 3rd base. Dick Allen's still out, although he says he might be able to swing a bat enough to pinch hit. Dalrymple, the catcher, bats 8th and short 9th to set the Braves for you defensively. Joe Torre, of course, will be catching Johnson. The infield, Thomas, Alomar at second today. Woodward at short, and Dennis Menke slides over to third base. Menke's played short most of the year for Atlanta so far. The outfield, left to right, Rico Carty, Felipe Alou, and, of course, Henry Aaron in right. So with that, we're about ready to get underway. Let's get myself jacked up a little bit here as Johnny Briggs stands in against Ken Johnson. Briggs comes into the game hitting a cool 400, 12 for 30. He's just played in 10 games of Phillies 15. 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. Johnson now gets the sign from Torre. Here's the windup and the pitch to Johnny Briggs. That's going to be a 4-7 left-handed, and he walks him. So a leadoff walk to Briggs. Briggs not a threat to steal, decent runner. Johnson with a -4 holds, even if he could steal. 13, that's 9. 7/12, he won't be trying for that. So here's Dick Groat comes to the plate now, right-handed batter. Groat comes in hitting just 185, 1 homer, 6 RBIs. Johnson now working from the stretch. And here's the pitch to Groat. It's going to be a 1-4 right-handed. Grounder to third, that's going to be a force play. Menke to Alomar, and that's all they'll get. So a 5-4 force. Groat safe at first, Briggs forced, and there's one away. Just getting started here as Bill White steps in. White batting .286, 4 home runs and his 19 RBIs, paces the club, also among the league leaders. In fact, I think he's tied for the National League lead in runs batted in. 15 games played, so 19 RBIs in 15 games. That's pretty awesome. Johnson from the stretch now. The pitch to Bill White. That's a 5-4 left-handed. Fly to right field and shallow. Aaron coming on now. He's there and makes the catch for the out. And with 2 away, it'll be Johnny Callison. Oh, and thank you for that info, Rick, for everybody. Callison comes in at .338, 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in. Runner still at first, taking his lead. Johnson from the stretch. That's going to be a 4-5 to the left-hander. Fly ball to center field. That's Alou. He's right there. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, a man left. After a half an inning, it is Philadelphia 0, Atlanta coming to bat. And we'll give you the Braves lineup now here as Chris Short takes his warm-ups. Felipe Alou will lead off. He just made that nice catch to end the top of the inning. Woody Woodward moves up to the 2 spot. Hank Aaron bats third. Joe Torre in the cleanup spot. Rico Carty today bats 5th. Lee Thomas moves down to the 6th spot against the left-hander. Dennis Menke 7th. Alomar is batting 8th, and Johnson hitting 9th. The Phillies defensively will have Clay Dalrymple doing the catching. The infield, White at first, Cookie Rojas at second, Dick Groat at short, Tony Taylor at third with the outfield left to right of Gonzalez, Briggs, and Callison. So here's Alou now to lead it off. Alou recently had a 16-game hitting streak snapped. He's batting at .326, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs. He also has 7 doubles and a league-leading 5 triples, so 14 extra base hits for Alou so far. Short gets his sign now, into the windup. Pitch to Alou. That's going to be a 5-5 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. And Alou down on strikes. And here's Woody now. Woody comes in at 286, no home runs, 8 RBIs. Playing shortstop today. He's mostly played at second base so far this year. Although he's a better rated shortstop than Menke. So go figure. The right-hander standing in short the windup. Here's the pitch to Woodward. That's going to be a 3-8 against the lefty. A tapper down to shortstop. Grote has it. And there's 2 away. And up to the plate steps Henry Aaron. Aaron hitting only 185. He does have 6 home runs and 14 RBIs, however. Average could be a little higher. Trying to get it going now. 2 down, nobody on. Short the sign and the windup. There's the pitch to Henry Aaron on a 1-8. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Gonzalez turns around and stops and just admires it as it lands halfway up the seats in left field. Hank Aaron has just hit his 7th home run of the season, which moves him into a tie for the National League lead. With Willie Mays and, hang on a second, I think somebody else just recently got their 7th. Let's take a look. It was Stargell, so he's in a 3-way tie with Mays and Stargell. Pretty good company. And 3 gentlemen here, not at all surprising to see them at the top of the home run list. So 1-0 Braves on a towering Hank Aaron, no doubt about it, home run. Let's look at it again. It's a 1-8, left-handed, deep and clean. And here's Torrey now. Torrey comes in at 342, 3 home runs, hitting his 16 RBIs, lead the ball club. Short goes into the windup now. Here's the pitch to Joe Torre. It's a 6'7" right-hander, and he walks him. Short, perhaps rattled by the home run, having trouble finding the zone against Torrey, and he puts him on with 2 down. Rico Carty gets the start in left field today. He's batting .417 on the season. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. The Braves as a team, you might be wondering, with all these high averages, they're batting .263 as a team. The Phillies, .276 as a team. The Phillies have hit 20 home runs. The Braves 22, well now 23. And indeed, Rick the Hammer has struck. So here's Carty with a man on first, 2 down. Short now from the stretch. Pitch to Rico. 6'3" right-handed. It's a ground ball to the pitcher X. Short, a 3-11. And here's the play. On 9 E rating, it's that dreaded 5 on an 11, and he boots it. Error short. So E1. Torrey will take second. Carty to first. A lot of pitcher errors, I'm telling you. And here's Lee Thomas. And if you look at Thomas's card against lefties, it kind of makes me wonder why he was in the lineup at all. I mean, I don't know what their other options were. Well, let's just take a look. Gene Oliver is their other catcher. He could play first. That's really it. Yeah, that's probably why. Other than their second catcher, they didn't have another first baseman. So Thomas it is, 2 on, 2 down. Short, left on left. Here's the pitch. 6'3", left-handed, grounded to the pitcher X, 3-11. Another X play for Short this inning. Here's the roll on the play on an 18. He's got it, throws him out, and that'll do it. So nice grab, Short, 1-3X. The Braves strand 2, but they score a run on the Hank Aaron blast. And after one inning, they lead it 1-0. Just getting underway, folks. Pull up a chair and hang out with me for an hour or so. Gonzalez, Rojas, and Taylor for the Phillies as we go to the second. To Gonzalez, left-handed batter. He comes in hitting .375. He's only played in 6 games. He's 6 for 16 with a homer and 3 RBIs. Johnson now gets the sign from Torrey. Here's the pitch to Gonzalez. It's a 1-7 right-handed fly ball into center field. That's a Lou. Ranging to his left, he puts it away. And here's Cookie Rojas now. Rojas 200, 11 for 55. No homers, 2 RBIs. The windup and the pitch. It's going to be a 3-2 right-handed liner speared by Woodward. Oh my. So liner to short, 2 out quickly, and here's Tony Taylor. Looking for Taylor on the stats. Oh my goodness, he's 8 for 51. Comes into the game hitting .157. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Johnson into the windup now. The pitch to Taylor. It's a 5-7 right-handed fly ball to center field. Alou backing up a few steps and puts it away, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ken Johnson. That's what they call the shutdown inning, right? They get him a run, and then he goes out there and shuts him down. And Short will get ready to work the bottom of the second. Bottom of the order for the Braves, Dennis Menke to start us off. And you know, Kenyon, I have no trouble believing that. The man was a good hitter for a long time. In fact, I had him on a draft team as a kid in the early 70s. He was still good then. What's the range of his playing career, I wonder? Now I'm curious, because I think I had a 71 or 72 Tony Taylor. Card that was pretty good. He came up in 58, played until 1976. I think I was using the 1972 card, where he only played 78 games but batted .303. Not thought of as a power hitter, he had 75 career home runs. So here's Menke now. Menke hitting .282, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. Short gets the sign from Dalrymple. Here's the pitch to Menke. It's going to be a 6-10 right-handed fly to left field and shallow. Gonzalez coming in on it. He's there. 1 away. And thanks, Rick. Yeah, that would explain the amount of at-bats he had. Here's Alomar now. I may have to pull up. Bear with me while I pull up his computer-only card on my screen. Oh, that's a card that's brutal, too. So the Braves basically have 2 cards in the lineup that scarcely have a chance against Short. Alomar and, of course, Thomas. Here's Alomar, a switch hitter, batting right-handed on the season so far. He is 2 for 10. Short into the windup. The pitch to Alomar. A 2-8 against the left-hander. Struck him out. I know that's difficult to see here, but I'm looking at I've also got it up on my screen on the other laptop. where it's a little easier to read. And here's Ken Johnson, right-handed pitcher, 2N. Short into the windup now. That's going to be a 4-7 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That's the third K of the game for Short. Short retires the side in order, and we're through 2 innings. Braves 1, Phillies nothing. Clay Dalrymple to lead off the third for the Phillies. What's Clay done on the season so far? He is batting at .292. How about that? 7 for 24. He's only been in 7 ball games. He does not have an RBI. Dalrymple standing in from the left side. Johnson gets his sign from Torrey now. Here's the windup and the pitch to Dalrymple. It's going to be a 5-5 left-handed. That's going to be a high fly ball. It's going to be dropped for a single, actually, because Dalrymple's a weak against righties. 5-5 lefty, homer to 18. The roll's a 15. He's a weak, and that will be a leadoff single for Clay Dalrymple. First hit of the game for the Phillies. And here's Short now. Short, I would guess he's a pretty good bunter. Well, I would guess wrong. He's a D. And he's a 3W right-handed hitter. He's going to lay it down anyway. He's a D. It's a 5. And it's a successful sacrifice bunt. He gets it down perfectly. Not always easy to bunt with a D. A little easier when it's the pitcher, of course. So Dalrymple into second with 1 out, and here's Briggs. Briggs walked his first time up. Johnson from the stretch. Pitch to Briggs. It's going to be a 4-12 left-handed. That's a base hit into right field, an open single. Aaron with a -2 gun out there. Dalrymple rounds and holds at third. A 1-9, -2, 1-3B. Well, he would have been a 1-7 to come to the plate. He wisely holds up. And the Phillies have runners at the corners with 1 out. And that'll bring up Dick Grote. Grote bounced out to Menke at third his first time up. And now with a 1-run lead, 1 down, Grote against the righty. They're going to stay at double play depth. So infield back, runner not held, and here's the pitch to Grote. A 5-8 to the right-hander. Grounder to third B. That's going to get a run in. Menke only plays to first, and Dalrymple will score. No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Menke down to Alomar to first, not in time, and the run scores. So that'll go 5-4 force. Briggs is forced. Dalrymple scores. And Grote will pick up a ribby on that. So a 5-4 force ties the ball game. And here's Bill White. White 0 for 1 flew to right in the first inning. Johnson stares in, and the pitch to the National League RBI leader. 6-7 grounder to second base X. That's going to be Alomar, 3E17. Alomar behind the bag and makes the play on a 14. He makes the play, and that'll do it. 4-3X, White is retired. But the Phillies tie it up, a run on 2 hits. And through 2.5, it's a 1-1 ball game. I'm trying to get into the spirit of things. Thought about canceling today, but I thought I'd be better off to play. I had to put my cat down this morning. He started feeling bad yesterday. And he was an old cat. He had a good long life. So there's that. He would have been 17 in May. Anyway, better to have something to do, so I'm playing. Top of the order for Atlanta. Alou struck out his first time against Short. The windup. Pitch to Alou. That's going to be a 2-4 against the lefty. He pops him up. That's going to be Grote. He's got it, one down. And here's Woody Woodward now. Woody grounded out to his opposite number his first time up. Short, the sign from Dalrymple. The windup and the pitch. That's going to be a 2-5 against the lefty. A tapper to third. Taylor has it. Over to White. 2 away quickly in the third. And here he comes. Mr. Henry Aaron. Crushed a mammoth, no doubt about it, shot in the first inning. Short, into the windup. The pitch to Aaron. A 6-5 to the right-hander. He struck him out. So Short, undaunted, comes right back and strikes Aaron out. A 1-2-3 inning for Short. Through 3, it's a 1-1 pitcher's duel. 2 good hitting ball clubs and 2 good pitchers. Wasn't quite sure how that one would play out. I guess like most games of Strat-O-Matic, it could go any way, right? And thank you guys. Thank you for your comments there. I appreciate it. Anyone that's ever had a pet for any length of time, especially a long time like that, certainly understands. Callison, Gonzalez, and Rojas for the Phillies as we go to the 4th inning. Johnny Callison flew to center his first time up. And thank you for that, Ben. That is a cool piece of trivia. I'll bet there are more than a couple of statues of Hank Aaron around the country. You know, in my mind, still the home run leader. I mean, I know technically it's Barry Bonds, of course, and it counts. You know, I don't want to get into the whole steroid thing, but for our age group, right? I mean, shit, I was watching it when he hit 715. Of course, by then it was a matter of when, not if. We knew he was going to do it, right? And the crap that man went through on the road to doing it, too. I mean, a lot of haters didn't want to see him break it. And of course, you know, had Willie Mays not missed 2 years to military duty, he most likely would have been right there with Aaron as far as home runs. So I consider myself fortunate to have seen both of those guys. Excellent, man. That's cool. The area code 715. Absolutely, Rick. Yeah, I remember that. Tom House caught it in the bullpen, and those two guys chasing him around the bases. Oh, I could see it like it was yesterday. Well, here's Callison now. Johnson ready to work. Here's the windup on the pitch to Johnny Callison. It's a 3-8 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Aaron going back to the track, leaps, and it's over the wall. Home run, Callison. How about that? A 3-8, 1 through 4. The roll is a 2. And Callison with a fence scraper just does get it out of here. And it's 2-1 Phillies. For Johnny Callison, his 3rd home run of the season. And here's Gonzalez now. Gonzalez 0 for 1. Johnson will rub down a new ball a little bit there, and now he's ready. The windup, the pitch to Gonzalez, a 1-5, struck him out. Hey, he must have liked that ball. 1 away, and here's Rojas. Rojas lined to short his first time up. Johnson gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Rojas now. It's a 2-3 right-handed. Pops him up on the right side. Alomar calling. 2 away. And here's Tony Taylor. Taylor 0 for 1. 2 down, nobody on. Johnson into the windup. Pitch to Taylor. It's a 1-12 to the righty. Liner speared by Menke. Oh my. And that will do it. Phillies get a run. Johnny Callison home run, and they lead it 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. So a low-scoring game, and yet the long ball is coming to play for both sides. And the Braves will send up Torrey, Cardi, and Thomas in the bottom of the inning. Joe Torrey walked his first time up. I gotta say, it's a lot of fun playing with Torrey as a player after watching him as a manager all those years, you know what I mean? Who can forget his 1971 season with St. Louis when he batted .363? I remember as a kid that my dad said, it's hard for a guy that slow to hit .363 because he's not getting any infield hits. I'll never forget that either for some reason. I thought, that makes sense. Short, ready to work to Torrey now. The windup, here's the pitch. That's going to be a 3-7 left-handed. That's ripped into left for a base hit. Triple to 2 on a 16. Torrey has a leadoff single. And maybe Torrey will get a chance to show off those wheels today, huh? I know it was one of you guys who commented on Torrey's blazing speed recently. Was it Mike? I can't remember. I apologize. Here's Cardi, reached on an error his first time up. Torrey, a cautious lead from first, short from the stretch. Pitch to Cardi on a 2-7. That's a base hit into left field. An open single, but Torrey will hold at second. Gonzalez a 0, -2 to left. That would be 6. Yeah, no thank you. But the Braves are in business, first and second, nobody out. And here comes Thomas. Short, ready to work to the left-hander, and he's going to lay it down. 4 on a C-bunter. And it's a successful sacrifice bunt for Lee Thomas. How about that? Thomas with his first sacrifice of the year. He didn't bunt much. But let's face it, what else are you going to do in this situation? He has 7 chances to get on against Short on his card. So he pushes him over, 1 down, second and third, and here's Menke. Now the Phillies will pull the infield in. Yeah, it seemed like the only thing to do with Thomas in that situation. Infield in, short. The windup and the pitch to Menke. It's a 3-10. Ripped into left field. That's going to be a single 2-star on a 20. Triple to 12. Torrey will score. Here comes Cardi. He will score on a 2-run single by Dennis Menke. And the Braves retake the lead 3-2. So 2 big RBIs from Dennis. Still only 1 down, and here's Alomar. So Menke cashes in the opportunity. Man on first, 1 away, and here's Alomar. Switch hitter batting right from the stretch. That's going to be a 5-4 to the righty. It's catcher's card X. That's going to be Dalrymple. Dalrymple, a marvelous defensive catcher, a 2E3 with a -2 arm to boot. Here's the roll on the play. On a 2, it's a pop out to Dalrymple. Runner holds. How about that? Now with 2 down, the pitcher will come up, Johnson. Right-handed batter, 2-in. The pitch from short, 5-6 to the righty, tapper down to third. Taylor's got it, and that will do it. 5-3, side retired. Excuse me. The Braves score 2 on 3 hits and leave a man. And thanks to the 2-run single by Dennis Menke and the impromptu sacrifice bunt by Lee Thomas, the Braves lead it 3-2 after 4 complete. The Phillies come into the game at 9-6. The Braves 8-12. Remember, the Braves were right there with the Phillies. Let's see what happened there. Checking the standings. Yeah, that's what I thought. They're on a 3-game losing streak. So they were 8-9, 8-12 now. Clay Dalrymple will lead it off for the Phillies as we move to the 5th. Dalrymple singled his first time, came around to score. Johnson gets his sign now. There's the pitch to Dalrymple. It's going to be a 2-5 triple to 6 on an 18. He'll settle for a long single, and Clay Dalrymple 2 for 2. Dalrymple having a good start to his season. Now I have to look. 245 that year, 365 on base. That's damned impressive. I always thought of Dalrymple as a defense-only catcher, not much of a hitter, but he's got some, he looks like he's got a pretty good card. Granted, most of it's walks, but still against right-handers, not bad at all. Here's Short now. Short again, a D bunter. They will remain back for a D, and he's going to lay it down again. That's going to be an 8 on a D, and he bunts into the forced play. So it worked once, it didn't work twice. That'll go as a 2-4 force. Pitcher aboard, Dalrymple erased. 1 down, and here's Briggs. Briggs has singled and walked so far. Sure, man. Yeah, from a left-handed hitting catcher who's a 2E3 -2. You betcha. I'll take that all day long. From the stretch now, the pitch to Johnny Briggs, a 3-5, struck him out. Just the second strikeout of the game for Ken Johnson. 2 away now, and here's Dick Grote. Grote's grounded to third base twice. Johnson from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Dick Grote. It's going to be a 6-7 right-handed, a grounder to second X. That's Alomar. 3E17, and here's the play. On a 16, he's there, throws him out, and that'll retire the side. So nice play, Alomar. 4-3X Grote retired. For the Phillies, no runs a hit, they leave one. We go to the bottom of the fifth, still 3-2 Braves. Boy, this game's had a little bit of everything so far. You've got good pitching, and you also have some pretty good offensive rallies scattered in there as well. Top of the order for Atlanta. Here's a Lou. He's 0 for 2 today. Short now. Gets a sign. Here's the pitch. That'll be a 2-8 left-handed, a fly ball to center field. We're playable for Briggs. He's there. And there's one down. And here's Woody. Woody's 0 for 2. Short gets his sign. Here's the pitch to Woodward, a 2-7 lefty. Lines a base hit into left field. It's a one-out single for Woody Woodward. His first hit of the afternoon. And that'll bring up Henry Aaron. Short getting his signs now, staring in. Very deliberate now, facing Aaron. Checks the runner. Throws over there, Woodward back to the bag. Now comes set again from the stretch. The pitch to Henry Aaron, a 5-3 right-handed with a fly ball to right field X. That's Callison. Callison, a 2E3 out there. Very dependable. -4 cannon to boot. And here's the play on a 1. He's not going to get it. Oh, my God, it's a 1. Diving attempt by Callison, but that's going to go to the wall for a double. Woodward will hold up at third. Holy cow, how about that? And yet another 1 on the 20D. Is it just me? I even changed the dice. Not because of that, but because the other one was kind of hard to read the 4. This one's much easier to read. Holy crap. So second and third, Aaron a double and a homer today. Second and third, one down. The Phillies will pull the infield in for Joe Torre, who's singled and walked. Short getting his sign now. The pitch to Torre. That's going to be a 3-5 left-hand. That's a high fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Gonzalez. That's off the wall. Here comes Woodward to score. Aaron to score. Torre is into second with a 2-run double. And it's 5-2. Excuse me. Let's take another look. He almost got it out of here. 3-5 homer to 11. The roll is dice is a 13. So a 2-run double for Torre. 5-2, and Short is in trouble. And here's Rico Cardi. He's not out of the woods yet. Kenyon had one of those. He had to get rid of it. I've been through 3 of them, Kenyon. And welcome, Dave. Yes, it did. Yes, sir, it did. That was on a hit by a pitch, of course. Funny. Now, that's only happened once. A D21 on a hit by pitch. So, I'm not sure if I roll a lot of 1s The term selective memory comes to mind immediately, of course. We tend to focus on things like that, which makes them seem more outrageous than they really are. The mind can play tricks on you that way. Cardi's 1 for 2. Short trying to close out this inning here, and here's the pitch to Nico Cardi. That's going to be a 6-6 right-handed fly to center. That's Briggs. Briggs will take it, and there's 2 away. Runner at second, 2 down, and here's Lee Thomas. And boy, isn't Short happy that Lee Thomas is coming to the plate now. Gets his sign. The pitch to Lee Thomas. That's going to be a 3-8. Struck him out. Not all that surprising, really. But the Braves pick up 2 on 3 hits. And after 5 complete, they lead it 5-2. So you might say, I kind of smell an upset in the making here. Johnson's a good pitcher, though. I don't know if it's that much of an upset. Real life score was 2-1 Phillies. And Johnson so far underachieving his card, I would say. So you'd say he was, I don't know, I guess you'd say he was due for it. The thing is, I don't believe in due. I've talked to a lot of gamblers. I used to do some gambling myself, right? And the guys I spoke to who are really good will all say to a man, there is no such thing as due. One guy who was a professional, I was living in Vegas for a while, he asked me, if you were playing roulette and you were watching the table and black had come up 6 times in a row, what would you bet, red or black? Well, I said red, of course. I mean, it's due. It's got to be red. He says, no, that's the mistake everybody makes. You never bet against a streak. There's no such thing as due. Another thing is numbers tend to bunch. How many lottery winners have consecutive numbers in the winning numbers? You've got 6 numbers, you've got a 23 or a 24, sometimes even 3 in a row. You would think the odds of that would be impossible, yet it happens all the time. Anyway, that's my little bit of gambling knowledge for today. Top of the 6th we go. Heart of the order for the Phillies as they try to get something going against Johnson. White, Callison, and Gonzalez. Bill White's 0 for 2 today. Johnson into the windup. That's going to be a 1-6 right-handed. Tapper down to first base. Thomas, he'll take it himself. And there's 1 down. Here's Callison now 1 for 2 with a home run. Johnson gets the sign from Torrey now, the windup. Pitch to Callison. That's going to be a 4-3 left-handed. Grounder to first base, X. Thomas, a 4-E18 there. Ranges to his right. Here's the play. That's going to be the error rating. It's a 9 on an E18. He makes the play. Flips to Johnson covering. 3-1X. Callison is retired, and there's 2 away. And here's Tony Gonzalez 0 for 2. Oh, I see what you mean, Ben. I was thinking about that for a second. You're talking about the lottery numbers now, right? Well, Kenyon, you know, so far it kind of looks like they are, doesn't it? The Braves are due for a win. I'll say one thing. I think this is better than an 8-12 ball club. Here's the pitch to Gonzalez. That's going to be a 2-7 right-handed. Single on a 1 on a 4. That liner is speared by Roberto Alomar, and that'll do it. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Ken Johnson. So Johnson pitching a very good game today. Short, the 20-game winner, has been cuffed around a little bit. Of course, let's look at the grand totals display. The Braves were leading the league in runs scored. They are, yeah. The Braves lead the league in runs scored as a team. They came into the game with 96 runs scored. Dodgers and Pirates, no, I take it back. Now it's the Astros have taken the lead. Houston has 98 runs scored. Atlanta 96. The Dodgers and Pirates 91. The Phillies 78. Bottom of the order for Atlanta in the bottom of the 6th. Dennis Menke stands in 1 for 2. Short into the windup. That's going to be a 6-9 right-handed. Double to 14 on a 15. Just misses the double. He'll settle for a long single. Menke not a threat to run. Here's Alomar now. Alomar, a C bunter. So, on the other hand, he's got nothing on his card. He's laying it down. 7C, successful sacrifice bunt by Alomar. And the Braves, very unlike this team, are bunting today. Very unlike me and my managerial style, too, I might add. Not a huge fan of the bunt, but it has its place, and this was one of them. So here's Johnson, a 2N, right-handed batter. 5-8 to the righty, he pops him up. Left side, Grote calling for it. And there's 2 down. My thought in that situation was even with the pitcher up, at least he's staying out of the double play. And that gives Felipe Alou a shot. 0 for 3 today. Short staring in to get the sign. Pitch to Felipe, a 1-8 left-handed. Single, 2 stars. Here comes Menke. He'll cross the plate. And it's 6-2 on an RBI single by Alou. So the strategy pays off for Atlanta. They played another run. And Woody will come to bat, 1 on, 2 down. Runner on first, 2 down. Woody 1 for 3 today. Action in the Philly pen. They don't have a lot down there. Now I got a dice down on the floor. They could go to the long man. Herbert, Ray Herbert's tossing down there, the righty. Let me retrieve this die. And here's the pitch to Woodward. They'd like Short to finish the inning. It's a 5-6 righty. Grounded to third, it's Taylor. Throws him out, and that will do it. 1 run, 2 hits, they leave 1. We've completed 6 here. It is 6-2 Atlanta. And Short due to bat 4th in the 7th. So Gene Mauch really wanted him to finish that inning. If anybody gets on, we'll most likely see a pinch hitter for Short in the 7th. I'm going to take a moment and refill my coffee. I'll be right with you. Yeah, there it is. I tell you, it's not my day at all. Another thing is I woke up with a cricked neck this morning on the left side. I cannot turn my head to the left at all. So I'll give it a day. Maybe time to visit the Cairo again. Rojas, Taylor, Dalrymple do. 7th inning, 6-2 Braves. Cookie Rojas 0 for 2 today. Ken Johnson gets his side now. Let's move these over a little bit. Pitch to Cookie, a 2-9 right-handed, tapper down to second base. Alomar to Thomas, 1 down. And here's Taylor, 0 for 2. Johnson gets the sign, the windup and the pitch. 5-6 to the right-hander, triple to 2. That's going to be a long single for Tony Taylor. So Taylor with his first hit of the day. He's on first with 1 out. Star 15 stealer, but Johnson with that excellent hold, -4. That would make him an 11. Torrey, of course, is 0. So no need to hold him on. And here's Dalrymple. Dalrymple's 2 for 2 today. Left-handed batter. Johnson staring in now from the stretch. The pitch to Clay, a 4-9 left-handed. Single to 6, but on a 15, that liner is going to find the glove of Alomar. So 2 nice plays by Sandy Alomar. I almost said Roberto. And the Phillies will indeed send up a pinch hitter for Short. Fairly easy decision in this game. Trailing by 4. Short not having a great game. He ends up going 6 innings. He surrendered 9 hits, 6 runs. That'll blow up his ERA in this early in the season, won't it? He walked only 1. Struck out 4-5. And they will go to the righty Herbert. So Ray Herbert will come on and pitch the bottom of the inning. Right now they need a batter. They used Euchre in real life. That doesn't seem to be a good matchup at all with Johnson, however. They need base runners and probably a left-handed hitter. So it's going to be Doug Clemens coming off the bench. Doug Clemens, a left-handed hitter. 256 that year with a 353 on base. Let's see what is also much better against righties. Let's see what he's done in the replay. He only has 6 at-bats. He's 1 for 6. So here's Clemens. One on, 2 down. Johnson from the stretch. Pitch to Clemens is a 4-8 to the left-hander. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and that will retire the side. Down goes Clemens. No runs, a hit, 1 left on. And here comes Ray Herbert. Herbert, a righty. So far in the replay, he's been in 5 games. 1 of them was a start. He has a 1.86 ERA over 9 2/3 innings of work so far. So he only worked 50 innings that year. But he's been effective so far. It'll be Aaron, Torrey, and Carty, the heart of the Atlanta order. So he'll be tested right away here as Hank Aaron steps in, 2 for 3 with a home run and a double. Ray Herbert into the windup. Here's the pitch to Hank Aaron, a 3-11. Grounder to first base. That's White. He'll take it himself. And here's Torrey. Torrey has not been retired today. He's 2 for 2 with a walk. His 2-run double in the 5th blew the game open. Herbert, the windup. Pitch to Torrey. 2-8 against the righty is a ground ball second base. Rojas ranges to his right. Nice stop. Throws him out. Rojas able to take his time on that one due to Torrey's blazing speed. And here's Rico Cardi. Cardi 1 for 3. Herbert gets his sign. Here's the pitch to Rico. It's a 1-9 right-handed, and he draws the walk. A 2-out walk to Cardi. And that'll give Lee Thomas a chance against a right-handed pitcher. Thomas 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. That was all against the lefty. Herbert from the stretch. Pitch to Thomas. That's going to be a 3-6 liner. Speared by White. Oh my goodness. That's the hardest hit ball by Thomas all day, and it's right into the glove of Bill White. So nothing across for the Braves in the 7th. We've completed 7. Braves 6, Phillies 2. And, you know, now it's we've got to kind of admire the Ken Johnson show here. What a game he's pitched. He's only allowed 5 hits. A homer to Callison. And the Phillies will send up the top of the order. Briggs, Grote, and White. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today, too. It means a lot. Like I say, I thought about not coming on, but, you know, now I'm glad I did. Pretty good game here. Hank Aaron putting on a show today. Always fun to watch. Okay, to the 8th we go. Here's Briggs. Johnson getting his sign. Let's check the Braves defensively. Cardi. Hang on, we might do something here defensively for the Braves. Yeah, I think it's time to get Cardi out of there. He made the second to the last out. He'll be replaced by Gary Geiger. Geiger will go into center. Alou will move to left. Geiger 2E7 +1 in center. Alou in left is 2E7 -2. So defensive changes for the Braves. That gives them a better outfielder. A better outfield in general with Alou in left. And Geiger in center. Geiger started the last couple days in center, you remember. Okay, we're set to go now. Briggs standing in. Johnson, the windup, pitch to Briggs. That's going to be a 110 right-handed. That's a high fly ball to deep right field. Aaron going back to the wall. Gone. Johnny Briggs with a home run. Holy cow. And for Johnny, that's his 4th home run of the season. And he's only playing in his 11th game of the Phillies 16 now. Let's take another look at it. 110 right-handed to 14. The rule is a 5. And Briggs launches it out of here. It's a 6-3 ball game. Johnson in S7 for endurance. So far he's been sailing along. And here's Dick Grote. Grote 0 for 3. Johnson gets the sign from Torrey. Here's the pitch now. It's a 5-8 to the right-hander. A grounder to third base. Menke over to Thomas. 1 away. And here's Bill White. White's 0 for 3. Left-handed batter. Johnson with the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a 1-9. Ground ball to second base. Alomar to his right. Nice stop. Throw to Thomas. 2 down. And here's Johnny Callison with 2 down, nobody on. 1 for 3 today with a home run. Johnson staring in. Here's the windup and the pitch to Callison. That's a 3-5 right-handed. Base hit into right field. And Callison with a base hit. And now one more hit or walk will fatigue Johnson. So there's action in the Atlanta pen. Billy O'Dell getting loose. Remember, Clay Carroll lost the closer role, at least temporarily. He imploded a couple of times, and I basically said, well, let's try somebody else. That's enough out of Carroll for a while. Both men pitched in this game in real life. Man on first, star 15. He will not have to be held. Once again, Johnson with the -4 hold. It makes him 11. And here's Gonzalez, 0 for 3 today. Johnson gets his sign from the stretch. The pitch to Gonzalez is going to be a 2-6 right-handed. That's a base hit into right field, 2 stars. Callison will round and go into third. And that will fatigue Ken Johnson. And here comes Bobby Bragan. And he's motioning for the lefty. So first and third, 2 down. Johnson's day is done. He was looking tired coming into the inning. And they gave him some rope, but he's had it. And here comes Billy O'Dell. Let's see what O'Dell's done in the replay. He's been in 5 games. He's 1-0 in 5 innings. He is not allowed to run. 4 hits. And with 2 down, Cookie Rojas will come to bat. I guess we could total out Johnson. 7 2/3 for Ken Johnson. 8 hits, 3 runs so far. He only walked 1. Didn't strike out many. 1, 2, 3. So O'Dell taking his warm-ups now. Yeah, I might have given him a little too much rope there, Franklin, but with a 4-run lead, well, actually a 3-run lead now, I figured he'd earn the right to at least go until fatigued, and that's what happened. And here's Rojas now, runners at the corners, 2 down. O'Dell staring in. Here's the pitch to Cookie. That's going to be a 1-6 home run to 3. It's a deep fly ball to left. Alou back on the track, makes the catch to retire the side. So Rojas gave the Atlanta fans a start there, but it's just allowed out to left field and the side is retired. 1 run, 3 hits, they leave a pair. And we've got a 6-3 ball game. Let's check on Herbert now. Menke, Alomar, and the pitcher's spot due. Boy, that would have been a good spot for a double switch there, too. My apologies. I have to admit, my focus just isn't what it was in my younger days. On the other hand, I was thinking they double switch with Lee Thomas, who made the last out, but then you've got no other first baseman other than the other catcher, and they really didn't. You really just don't do that unless it's an emergency. Okay, it's the bottom of the order for Atlanta. It's Menke, Alomar, and the pitcher's spot. So here's Menke, 2 for 3 today. Herbert, into the windup. That's going to be a 2-7 right-handed. Struck him out. So Menke down on strikes. Alomar, if they were trailing, he'd come out here for a pinch hitter, but he's going to bat. Let's see what else they've got. So they've got Bowling, who's a 3E16. Not a great difference there. Not enough to make a move. Here's the pitch to Alomar, 6-3 to the lefty, is a fly ball to left field X. That's going to be Gonzalez, a 2E5. Here's the roll on the play. That's going to be an 18. He catches up with it and puts it away for the second out. So 7X Alomar retired. And they're going to go ahead and stick with Odell. He's a one-hitter's card, a switch hitter. He'll bat left-handed against Herbert. Weak, switch hitter, batting left-handed, 1W. The pitch from Herbert, 6-6 to the left-hander, grounder to second base. That's Cookie Rojas. Scoops it up, throws to White, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Herbert, and we go to the ninth. Braves 6, Phillies 3. Odell has been anointed the new closer, looking to nail one down here. Odell does not have a save on the season. For the Braves, Olivo has one, Necro has one, and Carroll has one. Of course, Carroll also has a 6.75 ERA and has lost 3 games out of the pen. That's how he lost his job. And it's the bottom of the order for the Phillies. It's Taylor, Dalrymple, pitcher's spot. Dalrymple, a lefty. Will he bat against Odell? We'll have to see. Here's Taylor, 1 for 3. Odell into the windup. That's going to be a 5-7 to the right. He swung on and missed, strike 3. And here's Dalrymple. Let's see what else they have. He's the catcher. Oh, this must have been when Euchre came on. He played in this game in real life. Okay, that works for me. We're going to have Bob Euchre come on and hit for Dalrymple. Euchre, a right-handed batter. Euchre comes into the game 226, 1 homer, 3 RBIs. Odell staring in to get the sign now. Here's the pitch to Euchre. 5-9 to the right. He swung on and missed, strike 3. And oh my, Odell is coming in with some gas here in the ninth. And the Phillies are down to their last out. They'll send up a batter for Herbert. Let's see what they've got left on the bench. Could be Jackie Brandt. Yes, that's who it's going to be. Actually, what the hell? I know technically this is not correct, but we're going to send Dick Allen up for an at-bat. Allen hasn't played in a while with a shoulder problem. He says he's well enough to swing the bat. And with 2 outs and nobody on, why not? They trailed by 3. Allen, of course, with a phenomenal monster card against lefties. Odell staring in. The windup. The pitch to Dick Allen. 4-2. Tapper to third. Menke has it. Throws him out. And that's the ball game. Six to 3, the final. Odell will get a save for that, his first. Johnson with the win improves to 2-1. Short takes the loss. He is 1-2. So the Braves are happy with their new closer. He does the job, something that Clay Carroll just wasn't getting it done. And thank you guys. Thanks to all of you. Kenyon, Ben, Franklin, Mike, Jack, and everyone. I'll get you the totals here in a second. So Odell gave up no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 Ks. So all 3 runs charged to Johnson. 2 of them on home runs. Herbert worked 2 innings, no hits, no runs. Nice job by Herbert out of the pen. He walked 1, struck out 1. So the totals for the Braves, they had 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Phillies 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Did their error lead to a run? I'm trying to find it now. No. With 2 outs and the next man was retired. Yes, so until tomorrow. Tomorrow's game will be 1 p.m. Pacific. That's going to be Kansas City Athletics at California Angels. Fred Talbot for the Athletics. Dean Chance will toe the rubber for the Angels, so that could be interesting. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank you guys once again for hanging out with me. Spokane Steve wishing you all a very pleasant good evening. Take care, guys. As always, it's been a pleasure. Thanks, everybody.